Hey guys, so I had an idea this morning. I thought, what if I did a video about the LARP that I run and what goes into it and what happens throughout the weekend? Because it's game weekend, so I have a phone with a decent camera on it and I should do some stuff. So that's what I'm gonna do. Right now, it starts. Okay, so I always have to make a few trips to the store. I always say this is my last trip to the store, but I'm probably going to say this about 4 or 5 times. I popped into Army and Navy to grab some batteries for my lantern, and I just found the coolest friggin' LARP thing ever. Check it out. It's an old kerosene-style lantern, but you actually blow on it to light it, and blow on it to turn it out. Of course, that's backwards. Crap! It says turn the light on, turn the switch, and with blah 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 to the left, whatever. Using your mouth, blow directly into the hurricane lamp. To turn it off, just blow directly into the lamp again. That's really freaking cool. And they're like 12 bucks. Okay, so the lanterns are pretty cheap. They are plastic for sure. The battery case lid, it's a little bit iffy, but they are pretty cool. Check this out. It's lit. It's not. That's awesome. So this is where my morning starts to get crazy. Back of my truck is full of stuff that I've been collecting over the last few weeks from various players, former staff members, that kind of stuff to put together for more LARP kit. And got to sort through the trailer, make sure I got everything here. And all the weapons all in here. I gotta load up into the truck, sort out, make sure they're all good. And I gotta clean the back of the truck because that's where I sleep. And I gotta pack up my armor, and I have to pack some clothes for stuff because can't go naked. It's just against the rules. All right, well, I'm loaded up. So I set up my truck. Now, of course, I don't usually have a stowaway with me, but somebody decided they'd want to go camping. But anyway, yeah, I make my little SUV up with a little bed in here, got some mattresses. I usually bring an extra sleeping bag in case anybody needs to borrow one or whatever. Got my best friend Bat in there, because bats are like my spirit animal. They are like the coolest animals ever. And here we have the LARP trailer, full of stuff. So full of so much stuff. Weapons, costumes, everything. And yeah, I'm pretty much ready to go. Speaking of stuff, woo, check out this cool prop. Woo. And here we are, on site. Many hours later. It's about, what, 3:30, Mark?
That's about right.
Sweet. First players to show up. All right. Woo! Trailer full of stuff. Got to take trailer full of stuff, put trailer full of stuff in Monster Camp. We have Monster Camp. And sign-in desks. We do things. You're going to see a lot more of these rooms this weekend, and yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, 4:35. And, oh, I got to show you this. Cool. So, this is our sign-in area over here. And this is how we manage all our time slots for the different jobs and different events that happen throughout the weekend. And little service help desk, which is really cool. And then behind me, you see we got a big tarp wall with bricks drawn on it. Oh, that's so helpful because it keeps Monster Camp all separate. All this stuff is our crew kit. Well, this is some of our crew kit. We have on-site storage too, which helps. Most of this stuff I made. That's all my costumes, just my costumes. And then there's a bunch of other kit costumes. Oh, so much. Right. Lucy and I,
hello.
We're heading out to the woods to set up stuff for players. looks like we got probably about 15 people here so far, and it's what, about 5:30, 6:30, somewhere in there.
6:30?
Something like that. Yeah. So. All right, game has started. People are timed in. It's loud and noisy in here. It's like 8:15, I think. Sun still hasn't gone down, but just getting the new players all ready to take them out of the woods and teach them how to dive. So here we are, going out in the woods.
Oh God.
We have 3 new players.
Hi.
We have Vanessa, a Guy, and some other guy. I can't remember.
How dare you?
What's your name?
Other guy.
Phil.
Hey, yeah, it's Phil. So they're not in character yet, because I'm taking them out in the woods, and then I'm gonna, slowly introduce them into the world. But you guys ready for some fun or what?
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Hells yeah! Definitely ready for some fun. So right now, I am sitting on the side of the road. I live here in the woods, alone. I have lost everyone I cared for. My master slaughtered by his servant, not me. I have found people. They tromp in the woods. I can hear them from a mile away. They're coming upon me again. There are screams coming from many directions. It is not a good night in Compass Rose. I've already had to kill one man. I hope I have not to kill another. Life is precious. People enjoying the tavern, having a good night. All right, so we brought in the new players. We haven't killed anybody yet, but come close. Now we're gonna go collect some debts from players who owe me something. And believe me, they will pay. All right, well, it's midnight on Friday. So far we have had a couple of people badly injured. Not people, characters badly injured. Some really good fights in the woods in the dark. When you're a character walking around in the woods, you might not want to be loud and attract all the bad guys, or shine your lights around and stuff. But well, everybody survived for the most part. Yeah. Well, I'm tired. See you tomorrow. So now it's after game. We're sitting around the tavern in the red room, hanging out, doing stuff, chilling.
I got everyone drunk.
Not really drunk. In-game drunk.
Possessed me.
Maybe a little bit. All right. So it's like 7:30 in the morning. I've been awake since 7. Rule number 1 of LARP: expect the unexpected. The weather report said it was supposed to be nice and sunny and hot all weekend. Unfortunately, rain has come to surprise us. So, always bring lots of extra socks and rain gear and warm clothes, because you never know when you're gonna get soaked. All right, so got up, had breakfast, got into character, sorted out some things that really weren't worth blogging. Sent some people out to the woods to harass people collecting some herbs, and now I'm moving dungeon wall parts over to a new part of the complex where we're going to set up some dungeon adventures. Hello, Bijou. I pet one of the farm dogs, but she's a little nervous this morning. Anyway, this is where we're setting up our big dungeon today. Or maybe 2 or 4, I don't know. We're going to have some fun. Well, I'm working hard, setting things up. Everybody else is out playing.
Really? Why would your name be on... Because I was murdered. Have I not told you this story?
Oh yes, I remember.
Oh, yes. Yes, you were murdered and brought back. They found her. Apparently, she's in a Somnia compound, being protected. I don't see why. I prefer to bring the justice to her myself. Mercifully, of course. The bounty is worth more alive. I'm assuming Daeville knows.
Oh, I apologize.
Sorry about that. I'm assuming Daeville knows.
We saved the beer, the most important
I
thing.
hope he does. Your Excellency. Your Highness. Yes. Elise Viviani. Do you know the name? I'm aware of it. Is it true that she's in a Samnia compound? Nope. What do you mean?
Where is it?
She was at one point.
I was informed by Alarin that she was kept secure in a sanctuary at the Samnia compound.
She was for a short time.
There's gonna be a big battle. These are big bad guys. Are amassing. Players are all over there buffing their abilities with a devoted of one of the gods. The big bad guys are inside that door, going to come out any second. It's the prince whose ass is on the line if he does not kill the big bad guys.
You who assist this treaty of peace and stop them from fighting me, I will reward you personally. Yeah.
If I do this, I'm so gonna be one of the hated, even more of the hate person this guy.
But you'll be filthy rich.
I'm already filthy rich.
So it looks like the bad guy has split the forces and split the town. We've got half the town supporting the bad guy and half the town waiting to ambush him.
Obey, focus only on me.
Moments in between stuff where we're all just kind of trying to figure out what we're doing, trying to keep our head on all of our necks so that, you know, stuff can get done. There's a lot of stuff to get done. Very soon, this big patch of dirt will be a dungeon. Yeah. You know, just a few minutes later, and by a few minutes I mean like 45, we have built many rooms and walls and doors around different places, and here, and other things, and big battle arenas and stuff. And now it's lunchtime, so we're gonna go eat, because long hallway, what might you find there? Don't know, but I'm hungry. That's why I'm going to eat, really. So if you're still watching, I'm like really encouraged, because yeah, not everybody would watch a whole bunch of little videos like this, but then again, you might, I don't know. Cool. All right, so now I'm heading out to the woods to set up an ambush, because players like stealing shit, and they like stealing shit from people that don't like their stuff stolen. This is the person that made the wonderful dragon carving on that axe that I showed just the other day. She has a Instagram too. Yeah, and she makes pretty stuff.
Thanks.
What is your, it's for the love of cosplay, right?
Yeah.
Something like that? Yeah, for the love of cosplay. Look it up. I'm gonna go hopefully kill some people. So the ambush was successful. We did get our target, but they killed me in the end. All right, so I've just led the players to the entrance of the first dungeon. Looks like they're going in. And yeah, we'll see how they survive.
It's still around, like, because I said, gave my word, or I guess I said you were going to trial. No. I'm just like,
That's an out of character hand.
technically I shouldn't say this in trial, like,
So far, they've set off a number of traps. Fire volley! Ignite! And cripple! So Ogre just ran through all the traps, except for one. So now they're trying to figure out a lock to get them through this room before they get killed. They survived the golems. Okay, so we have done one dungeon, and Say hi to the peacock. Yeah, there's lots of them. And now we're setting up for a second event where we're moving panels to another location, discreet, and gonna see if they can survive this one. The first dungeon they actually survived very well. They killed the golems. They passed all the tests. The one puzzle took them absolutely forever to beat. But in the end, they did not accomplish their task in saving the person they were supposed to save. And so the big bad guy that they were supposed to stop ended up coming into this realm. So they kind of, nobody died, but they didn't win either. So you win some, and then you don't win. It's a rare moment. It's quiet. I'm the only one in the staff room. I've literally been running since, when did I start? 7:30 this morning? And it's now 8 o'clock, so a little over 12 hours. It's the first moment I've had to just sit, collect my thoughts. Most challenging thing about running a LARP is every time you stop when you're on your way to do something, 2 or 3 people come up to you and ask different questions about different things. And they kind of need an answer right away. So you get distracted from the thing you were doing, trying to answer the questions. And then you go to answer the questions and you get stopped by 2 other people. So it's just a constant brain game all day, asking stuff, answering stuff. But you know what? I really love it. It's so much fun.
It's over here. So crooked is basically going to be
There was
here
that
where
quiet
my
moment.
two-handed go.
All right, we're ready for the final dungeon of the night. As you can see, I'm wearing full, heavy armor, and shit's gonna go down. It's gonna be good. Room's all decked out. It's gonna be crazy. So, yeah. Big thrones through.
Figure out how this.
I'm tired. All right. So they destroyed the big black knight, rook. They destroyed the bishop, and all the pawns. Now they're dealing with some box god on the other side. They put a box in, but put something in the box, and different stuff comes out. It's a little bit crazy, but great dungeon. Lots of cool lights and sounds. You can see nothing in there, of course. No. But good time was had by all. Let's see if we can take a peek around this side. Ooh, there's the back of the box god. I would show you the players, but they're all in the dark. They can't see the damn thing. Oh, it's so funny. It's like ridiculous o'clock. Just finished the devoted Battle of the Gods in the dungeon, and yeah, once again nobody died. I don't think this game is hard enough. I don't know, man. Like seriously, nobody died, but it was fun, and they had fun, and yeah, it's all good. So tomorrow, more soft role play. I'll send some videos of some chats and some costumes and whoever's around. But I'm really freaking tired. Had a lot of fun though. Cool. 8 a.m. Well, 8:20 now. Everybody's starting to wake up, and we're sending crew out into the field with resources for people to go find. And yeah, just chilling out with a cat. Doing as cats do. My name's Amon. The powers are changing. That what was is not what is. I've lost everything. My only job now is to protect those that are left. Because no one else will. There are people in this town who murder their friends. The very people who have fought to defend them in the past. There are those who call themselves leaders, but stand idly by, as those who stand for truth and justice are murdered, and they allow the murderers to walk free. This cannot happen. Not here, not in my town. I will serve that which is right and true. I have seen the one that I hunt, but he was surrounded with a group of people protecting him. He split off and I am attempting to track him. But he is as stealthy as he is evil. I found my prey. I pinned him to the ground. And then others came and defended him. He will lead to their ruin. He told lies, half-truths, to defend his actions. He believes he is right. He will not see justice. There will be no trial. Not a trial of truth. A trial of jesters and mockery. The evildoers must die. So game is closed. Everybody's getting ready, cleaning up. We have all these people who are helping to clean up because they're awesome. All these people. I love all these people. They're great. So much to clean up. So we're pretty much packed up. As you see, the trailer is loaded. Probably about 60% more stuff than what I had when I came here due to storage issues on site. But yeah, everything's getting clean. Everything's getting put away. A few more things to move. And yeah. So at our Larp, we do a closing circle. And our closing circle, we go over with everybody, and we just kind of debrief about the weekend. So each person gives kind of their low point, which we call a thorn, and we give a high point of our weekend. It's a great way to get feedback and just kind of make sure we're right out of character so we don't get any external bleed. Gives people a chance to bring up their great, awesome adventures and some of their, follies. Yeah, so we're gonna go in and do that. Great bunch of people. Hello. All right, so this is going to be like real casual because I have been running for days, quite literally, 12 hours a day, 16 hours a day, forever a day. Most of the video I shot on my Pixel 2, and yeah, so we'll see how it edits together. This part I'm not even gonna freaking edit. I'm just gonna talk and we'll see how this works out. But anyway, what a fantastic weekend. I think all in all we had about 40 people out for game, which was fantastic. I noticed even on Sunday when we did our closing circle that we had more people at the closing circle on Sunday than any other closing circle I've ever been in. That's including my whole the last 3 years of LARPing, or however long it's been now. It's got to be 3 years, maybe 4. But anyway, so really great weekend. A lot of work, as you can see. Being a storyteller or a crew on LARP is definitely different than it is as a player. You don't have your own one character that you get to just settle into and enjoy for the weekend. As a staff on a LARP, you have to do everything. I know my hardest challenge this weekend, as is often the case, is you are constantly asked questions. So every time you go through a room, like literally, I could not get through any room in any building without at least 2 people asking me a question or asking. And just like that, I said, you can't get through a room without somebody interrupting you and asking you to fix something or ask you a rules question. And no sooner did I say that, and my card was full on my camera, so I had to go take it out. And that's exactly what happens. You're walking along trying to get an answer for somebody, you're trying to fix a plot situation or whatever. Somebody else asks you for something, you go into another room, somebody else asks for it. By the time you get to where you were going to fix the first thing, you've already forgotten it because you've had 15 or 20 questions in between there. But you know what? I love the people, and it's so much fun. I'm not going to get into particular aspects that were great or whatnot for me, but the story elements that happened this weekend. We always start our LARPs, our events, with some things happening in town for, the returning players that have already been there and been involved in plot. And then we always have what we call our new player module. So any new characters that are coming into the world or into the system, or any new players that haven't LARPed before, we take them out and I introduce them into the world through a kind of progressive thing, right? So I take them out to the boundaries of the property, and I set them up and I say, okay, so I'm going to leave you here. Give me 5 minutes, or give me 3 or 4 minutes or whatever, and then time in and start walking down this path. And when they time in, that's when they're in character and they walk along the path, and then they discover somebody else. I'll take the next person, drop them a little further down the path, about 30, 50 feet or whatever, and I say, when you hear somebody coming, that's when you time in. And I continue sequentially do that. This time it was just 3 new players. The first new player met up with the second, and they started walking, and he immediately strolled off and went off on his own, completely ignored the new player module altogether. It was so funny, and he did great. It was awesome. The new characters that were starting, that were, say, previous players that were going on to their second character because the previous one had died or whoever, started later on in the path. And so the new players, they're going, and they come and run into these new characters. And it just so happened that a bunch of the players had come from town to go look for some lost people, and they found them in the woods with the new players, and it was fantastic. Like I said, we had a couple of dungeons. Our main leader of the town was trying to resurrect her long dead uncle, and who had been through a couple of different lifetime stories since then. And of course, this uncle that she was trying to raise is a real evil bad guy, and the town found out about it, so they all wanted to go save the sacrifice, and yeah, it was just absolutely crazy. Lots of traps. I like line traps with weights on them. They have to disarm them, figure out which ones they can disarm, which one they can't. Overall, it was just absolutely fantastic. Some of the problems that occur when you're running a LARP are things you would never expect. Sometimes it's staff not able to fulfill their commitments, so you got to fill in for them. Or sometimes there's a storyline that is going one way and it gets interrupted by somebody's personal plot or something that they're trying to do, and you have to respond and flex with that. Never is there ever a moment where anything goes exactly the way you thought it would. Compass Rose LARP, the LARP that I run and helped create, we run an open world system. So what that means is, instead of running linear adventures where the players start at one end and go down a sequential line of events to get to the other, they enter into the world and they can literally go wherever they want and do whatever they want. They can talk to whoever they want. If a bunch of people from town are banding together and they're going to go rescue a farmer's cattle, and a couple players say, yeah, screw that, I don't want to do that. I'm going to go do something else because my character has no interest in cattle. They can go out and hunt herbs, all that kind of stuff. They might run into something, they might not. So we as staff always have to try to, we write main plot events, we write a main story, but we really try hard not to control where that story goes, because it just helps create this open world where the players are in control of their own destiny and they're in control of their own story. But from a staff perspective, sometimes that can be really stressful and really hard to keep up with the crazy things that they do. Overall, great weekend. I was a little disappointed that no characters died. Honestly, it's been a long time since we've had a good death, and for people to get really emotional about that, and you know, try to run around and rescue and save things. But despite the good amount of combat that happened, the only people that died were NPCs and bad guys. So I guess that kind of means it worked out all for the best. I'm absolutely exhausted. I'm going to go to bed and get a good night's sleep because I have to work tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have questions about our LARP or the way we do things, or you know, anything, throw them in the comments, and I'll try to get to them. I get my notifications on my crazy phone here, and you know, I try to be as much of a person in real life as I am on the internet, and you know, hence me sitting here in my bathrobe, putting an end to this video. But yeah, if you have questions about anything, if you have questions about character bleed, if you have questions about you know, how to write your first LARP, or how to write, you know, what kind of elements work great in stories, or you know, what we do, or you want to tell me about what you do, make a comment, and yeah, be part of the great LARP community, because it's life-changing. It's awesome. Hit the like button. Ring the little bell thing for the notifications up there somewhere. I think it's over there. It might be over there. I don't know. But ding-a-ling-ding. And some people say smash the like button, but I'm like, that's kind of weird, because you don't really smash it. You just kind of roll your mouse over it and go click, or you like tap it with your finger and stuff. Subscribe. And yeah, we'll see you soon. I got another video coming out right away on how I make axes, and yeah, hopefully get some more content flowing. And peace, guys.